So I know I promised to do a video on this about royalties and how it's distributed and all whatnot. I did a video about it earlier. I explained some of the ways the mechanical sync royalties and all those other sheet royalties do work. And I said I was going to talk about some of the distribution issues with the P Square brand. All right, so if you Jude Okoye, who's the elder brother of the P Square brand, has come out, to shed more light into their fight, the family fight, the EFCC, and all the contractual obligations that were either honored or dishonored, right? And then he shared their company and allied formation, their CSC papers. CSC is responsible for company registration in Nigeria. So apparently, in the Nigerian setting, for a company to have a certain number of shares, you cannot be the sole proprietor, you cannot be the only shareholder. So you needed one or two other persons to be part of it. Anyway, from what he has shared, it's evident that the P Square brand was registered to Jude Okoye, Paul Okoye, and Peter Okoye. Paul Okoye is the rude boy. Peter Okoye is Mr. P. And both Jude, everybody all along has believed that the act P Square was just Paul and Peter. But on paper, the P Square brand was Paul, Peter, and Jude. Now, but each time they had any particular income, royalties or not, they had it split up into three ways. So that would be 33.3333%, equally amongst them three. So he said he ignored the 40% share that he was supposed to receive, and he made sure everything was shared equally amongst the three of them. Yeah, a lot of people have come hard on him on this, and they're saying that he wasn't supposed to do that. He's supposed to be a manager. He's supposed to be under salary. Well, from what they have put together, you can tell that he had a situation whereby he was not really. They had the situation with Paul was totally different. Paul and Peter, because Jude was a manager, but it was a different type of manager. According to the stories, he helped put the group together. He helped craft their vision and their missions, and then he moved them to Lagos, and they did all that stuff there. So they've been together for many years, and they had done a lot of things together, as a family, and they shared money decently without a problem. Then along the line, they had issues, and then so a lot of people are coming saying negative things about Jude and saying he's wicked and he's a bad elder brother. He should have let the kids go. No, I don't think so, because he did his best as a manager. If you knew the P Square brand all this time, you will get to appreciate what Jude had done for them. You know what I mean? So I hung out with them in the past, and I understood how they ran their organization. So it wasn't even a big deal, because I knew what was going on all along. A regular manager probably would take 20 to 25%, at most 30% of whatever they get, right? Depending on your input in the group. But from what Peter is saying, from what Jude is saying, it's obvious that he was not even taking the managerial money anymore. So he was just taking his split as a member of the P Square group. So the P Square group will make money, and they split it into three places for Jude. So apparently Jude is probably pained about it. I mean, like anybody else would. So he's saying, if Paul was always siding him, why would Paul then side with Peter to kick him out of the group? So I don't know. Some people are saying that's wrong of Paul, this and that. But listen, the truth of the matter is, whatever Jude just said, he decided to let the group go, and he had done that since 2022 or 2021. So let's give him that respect, and let's hold him to a high esteem for that decision. So now the fans want P Square to come back. How? Why? Okay, because the P Square brand is a unique brand. They moved things, they did a lot of things differently. People like them, But all this infighting becomes, is overbearing, and people are not too happy about the whole infighting situation. So now, if they're gonna come, I think when they're together, they make more income, definitely. Because since they went solo, Mr. P and Rude Boy, they've done their own stuff, but nothing ever equaled, the magnanimity and the star power of P Square. So I think they're trying to get to that level. I think, from my own personal perspective, I think the best thing for them to do is they should remain solo artists, and they should come together every 2 or 3 years to deliver an album as P Square, because a lot of fans still want the brand together. Do the album and keep it moving, because when you do the album and you're not allowed to express yourself as a solo artist, that's when the problem starts, because you feel hindered, you feel obstructed. So let them do their albums every 2-3 years, come together, deliver a P Square, joint project, and keep it moving. Now, in the music industry or entertainment industry, it's very important to understand you have to appreciate the impact of everybody, the input of everybody involved. People are saying Jude didn't do this, Jude is not anything, he's not singing, he's not writing songs. Come on, don't say that. A lot of times, Paul will write some songs, he will come to Jude and say, Baba, what do you think? Jude will be like, oh, do this way, do that way, and it will work. And then when they come up and they try to do some videos, if the videos don't come out right, Jude will be like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. They will fly to South Africa most of the times they did their videos. I remember when they did the video with Jay Martins, what's that song again? Easy, yeah. Yo, these people had to rush practically to South Africa. They had that vision. Jude had that vision. They had to go deliver that video. And I remember what was involved and all that stuff. It's not easy. So let's give him his flowers, bro. Let's give him his credit. It's not easy to have that much impact on a global brand as P Square. So give him that respect. So advice to you as an artist: make sure whatever you do with anybody is on paper. Have all your stuff recorded, so that in the future there will be no gra-gra, there will be no like what's happening now with the Okoye brothers. If Jude wanted to be really mean, after splitting all that money in 3 places, he could have also decided to share the money from management group, where he will have 40%, and he would have decided to execute that, and he would have decided to keep 40% of whatever will come to that company, because he's the manager, right? And the company, he owns 40% of the company, and the brothers own the other 60%. He didn't do that. You understand? So it's a lot of things here, and all their videos, as very creative videos, wonderful videos, were all done by Jude. So let's give him some credit. He was the one that did all their videos. He was the one that did all this and that. So some people saying, what did he do as a manager? No, he did a lot. You have to know you have to know them well. You have to be close to them to get to appreciate most of the things that Jude had done for that group. So let's respect that. So then from the papers that he has shown, in 2021, they decided to cut him down to 25%. So instead of him getting the 33.33%, he went down to 25%. And then afterward, he said, because people are accusing Paul that Paul will be siding with Jude all the time to disenfranchise the brother who's Peter. So, but Jude is saying it's not even like that. That if that were to be the case, that his own brother, Paul, would not have sided with Peter to kick him out of the P Square group. So apparently they decided jointly that if P Square were going to move forward, that they needed to get rid of. So for now, we'll leave this so this video doesn't get too long, and then we can talk about yet again royalties in the next video. All right. So I remain Frakas Mofaya Fuka Fuka. We4We Media. We're right up in here. Yes, sir.
Pinnacle Entertainment. Derema. More fire. Fuka, fuka, fuka.